Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this card making project. In this project we're going to use some of Anna Griffin's older style papers with some of her newer ideas. And I'm going to start off with a 6x6" Kraft card blank. I'll show you how it looks on our cardometer so you can get an idea of the size. So it just sits in the middle of the sizes. It's a good size for anybody who is either an advanced card maker or a beginner, because it's a nice area to be able to have to fill. Everything I do use I'll put in the description box below the video. Please be sure to click the word show more and it'll show you all the details and links of items available. Just either copy the link or click on the link and it'll take you to where the item is. For anybody who watches from across the pond and uses HSN, just copy the title of the item into the search box on the HSN website and it'll bring up the details. So this is our card blank base, and as always we're going to start with the inside. Now I just want to show you on the inside, this was a piece of scrap card. Now I know thousands of us have got a big box of scrap and we always think we're going to use it. Well, I'm trying to use mine and think of ways, instead of throwing it out or thinking, oh, it'll come in handy for something. So I simply saw it and I thought that's going to fit nicely in my card, and I'm going to be covering the scrappy edge anyway, so that doesn't matter, then nobody would know. And I've simply taken some decorative scissors around the edge to give it a scalloped effect because it was a bit tatty on the edges. I've stamped it in a brown ink pad and it says sending warm wishes for a quick recovery, get well soon. So I've put double-sided tape on the back and I'm simply going to position this on the inside of the card, and that will sit nicely there, making sure it's kind of straight. And then from the paper that I'm going to be using for the front of the card, I've just cut a scallop from the pattern, and I've already added double-sided tape on the back of it, and I'm going to position this over the little bit that is the scrap section, so then nobody would ever be any wiser that I've used scrap for the inside. And I'm just going to trim that little edge there so that it's nice and neat. There we go. So that's the inside of our card. Nice and quick and simple, but very effective. So for the outside of our card, I'm going to work with a few layers to begin with. The first layer I've got is a pumpkin, like a smoked pumpkin colour of card. Now this isn't from Anna, this is one of my own. If I can find the actual title of it, I will put it below for you. This is going to be our first layer, and I'm just going to position that central to the card, like that. The next layer I've got is one of Anna's older papers, and it's, I don't know the name of it, it's a beige stripe with a little self pink flower on it. Very pretty, and it's from an old collection that I've got on my shelf, and I just thought it would be really nice to be able to use some of her older papers to make something gorgeous. So this is going to be layered onto the pumpkin coloured card on the front, like so. The next thing I've done is I've made 4 half fans. Now I've already got a video for the fans of how to make them, and I've used the same papers that we've just used for the background, and I'll show you where we're going to position these. Now 2 fans measure 6 inches if they actually just overlap slightly in the centre, and that's what we're going to do. Now I'm going to use a little bit of glue on the back of the fans because I want to be able to move them into the right place when I get the next sheet of paper on. So if you use your wet glue, then you get the movability for you to be able to position them, because I just know I'm not going to have them wide enough until I put the top layer of paper on. And last one, bit of glue, there we go, and pop that roughly there. So next, the paper that I'm going to be using is from the full sheet, and as I can see, I've not positioned the fans in the right place, so I need to space them out a little bit more to be able to get the paper showing the fans peeping out. And I'll move both sides just slightly, and I'll try it again. There we go, that's a lot better. And I want the dip at the top between the two fans, like that. So what I've done is I've placed one row of double-sided foam through the centre. Now, because the fans are higher than a normal paper or decoupage topper, I've put 2 rows of the foam together to make it a little bit higher, so it'll stand above the fans. And then you've just seen me add a little bit of glue to either side so that it will attach to the fans as it sits onto the card front, like that. And just put that in place. There we go. Now I'm just going to trim the very edges because we're hanging over a little bit and we don't want that hang over at the edges. There we go. Oops. And that bit. And the other side as well. Just a little trim. There. So that now is ready for the sentiment. And the sentiment I've taken it from the Rose collection from Anna, and I'm going to mat it and layer it onto the same pumpkin coloured card that we've used for the actual base of the card underneath the coloured card. I've already got double-sided tape on the back of this, and I'm just going to peel off the tape back like that, layer it on, and you can see the pumpkin colour around the edge of the sentiment. I've got double-sided foam tape on the back of this just for quickness really. There we go. And I'm going to position that in the centre of our card. And the last thing I've got to go on the front is I've made a bow out of a bronze gold coloured satin ribbon, and I've made what I would call a wonky bow. So it's got a long tail at one side, a short one at the other, and I'm simply going to pop it at the side to finish off our card. And as you can see, that is a really, really pretty card, ideal for anybody who's feeling under the weather, and something quite quick with lots of paper folding involved as well. So I'm sure that you would love this card, and I hope it's given you a few ideas of what you can do to be able to make something that looks so stunning. So thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to check out my other videos available. If you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to share them, and thank you for watching. I shall see you again next time.